What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. FantasyTeamAdvisors.com, bringing home the bacon, MLB DFS video. We are breaking down your Friday, June 6th edition. This is your first look. So if you've never been here before, we do things a little bit differently. We have one very early game, then we have a 2-game early slate, and then we have a 12-game main slate. We're going to cover the 12-game main slate today, and we're going to give you a first look. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through every game of that 12-game slate, pitchers, batters, BVP, historical matchups, batter splits. We're going to look at it all. We're going to try to build you some stacks in those games as well. So if you've never been here before, hopefully you learned something. Hopefully you are in for a treat. Also, we try to have giveaways every single day. We try to have at least 2, and here's how to win. You got to like the video. So the first way to win, like the video, be a subscriber, and leave a comment on this video. You do all 3 of those, and this video right here gets at least 50 likes. You will have a shot at a free week of FTA+. Now, that is a week of all sports, not just MLB. Now, with MLB, we have all of these tabs, and we have a ton of simulations. Before we do these videos, we do 10,000 simulations, and we're going to talk about that. So if this video gets at least 100 likes, you will have a shot at a free week of FTA, or a month of FTA+. 150 likes is a free year. 200 or more likes on this video is a chance at a lifetime pass worth $500. Second way to win, somewhere in this video, there'll be a keyword or a key phrase. Listen for it, type it in, and have your second shot at a free week. So I didn't have a video for Thursday, and anytime you don't see a video, probably about 2 hours before the first slate locks, or like noon Central Time, there probably isn't going to be a video. I already said that wasn't going to be a video in our free Discord, which you can find the link down below. So make sure you check that out. We had storms. I didn't have internet. I was doing everything by hand on my phone, which is a huge undertaking when you have as many stats and documents to update every single day. So make sure you get in that free Discord. So we're going to see who the 2 winners are from Wednesday's video. In that video, we had over 800 views, over 55 likes or comments, and 103 likes. So this person right here is going to win a free month. Even if the keyword is here, we're still going to re-roll it for the keyword. So there you go. Cujo Blue 73, congratulations. I asked, the keyword or key phrase was either coffee or give me a suggestion for a coffee. So Cujo, please email me. You know the drill. Send me an email. And in that email description, say you are the 6-3 video views winner, and I'll get you your free month. So we're going to re-roll it. You still have a 1 in 55 shot to actually win another week because of the 7 brew or the coffee comment. So the winner of the coffee comment, there you go, Steven. Congratulations. Both of you email me. Steven, I want you to email me with the subject line, the 6-3 video keyword winner. So congratulations to both of you. 1 month for Cujo, 1 week for Steven. So we're going to use Outlier. The link is to sign up down below. You get a 7-day free trial using Outlier. On top of that, after 7 days, if you guys sign up for their normal package and you show us proof, we're going to give you a free week of FTA+. If you sign up with Outlier using their premium package, we're going to give you a free month on top of what you get from them. So that is what we're going to do. We're going to check everything out. At the end, we are going to go through all of the batters. I have a 10 out of 10 matchup rating through 10,000 simulations. Then we're going to do our pitches be crazy. And then finally, we're going to do our Makin bacon bets, where we look at some of our favorite plays or batters to get 2+ bases and pitchers to get X amount of strikeouts in the game. So we're going to look at that. If you have any questions, definitely let us know down below. So we got the first game going on right now. We got the Yankees hosting Boston in what, a long-standing rivalry. We got Will Warren versus Walker Buehler. Now, Will Warren has struggled. He struggled mightily against the Dodgers. Didn't do too well at Colorado, but again, that's in Colorado. Now, he is, a great game against Texas. So he's had his ups and downs. He's never faced this Red Sox team before. This Red Sox team actually strikes out the 3rd most out of any team. The team that struck out the 2nd most was Colorado, and he ended up getting 7 strikeouts in that game. So I don't mind him here. Boston does strike out more on the road than they do at home. Then you got Walker Buehler. Now, I know Walker Buehler has struggled this year a little bit. 4.44 ERA, 4-3 record, 42 strikeouts, kind of low. Going on the road, if you look at his splits, when he's on the road, 6 ERA. Now, against the Yankees, we know that he closed out the World Series last year. Currently, 64 plate appearances, a 250 batting average, 26.6 K percentage in this one. I'm cautious about this. We do know that anything can happen in these games. The Red Sox coming off the World's shortest home run. I don't want to hear Yankee Stadium, and I've mentioned this before. You can hit a home run at Fenway that is the shortest home run ever, and of course they did it. I'm not including inside the park. So just looking at Boston bats, I've never seen him before. Against righties this year, Narvaez batting 303, Christian Campbell batting 242, Rami Gonzalez batting 316. You got Toro batting 304. Like, it's okay. Duran batting 279, Wilyer, Abreu. Like, they're all hitting righties very well. Those are all bats that I would look at. I think I'll have a little bit of Warren if he can get back on track. Now, this is the problem. I don't know if he can get back on track, but I think he can against this team that strikes out a ton. Yankees bats against Buehler. Goldie has a home run, Bellinger has a home run, and Trent Grisham has 2. Now, Trent Grisham is struggling right now. I think he's 11 for his last 52 or something like that after a torrid start. Then we look at batters against righties this year. So we do have Trent Grisham batting 368 with 11 bombs. You got Judge batting 380 with 14 bombs. The only problem is they're starting to walk Judge intentionally like they did with Bonds. Kind of annoying. That's definitely something you got to look at. You do have Ben Rice. Pretty much the only person on this lineup I don't really feel comfortable with using. I don't think Pablo Reyes will play. I think it's pretty much this entire lineup. DJ the other day had four hits. He did not play on Thursday. Goldie, I believe, sat as well. Chisholm had 3 or 4 hits on Thursday night. Still just barely over 200 batting average, or I think it is 200 batting average. I would look at this pretty much this lineup here. I think Walker Buehler, I think both pitchers are probably only tournament options. I don't think you're trusting either of them in cash. Then you get to Arizona at Cincinnati. It's always very cautious when you want to use a pitcher in this ballpark. You got Nick Lodolo versus Eduardo Rodriguez. Erod coming off the IL. It's been a minute since he's pitched. May 14th, about 3 weeks. In that game, went 4 innings, 4 earned runs, 4.2. He's really struggled overall. He's got good stuff. I don't know if he's going to be any sort of pitch count. It's not ideal what he's done this year. He's not had, Philly, he did great. Did good against Miami, did good against Washington. That's basically it. And this ballpark scares me with the wind, the way it goes. Lodolo, 3.10 ERA in his career, 12 plate appearances, really hasn't seen much. Been pretty decent when you look at his splits. Home games, 6.15 ERA though. The ball just flies out of here. I'm probably going to be looking at using the bats outside of using the pitching. I just don't trust the pitching enough. Now, I could be wrong. I'll let you guys know. I'm not always right. I could be wrong in this situation, but I'm probably going bats. So Arizona bats against Lodolo, like Vargas does have a home run. Don't know if he'll start, but Perdomo batting 377 against lefties. Herrera batting 400. You got Lourdes Gurriel Jr. batting 286. Corbin Carroll, 237. You could look at him. They actually don't hit lefties very well. I don't care. I do not trust either pitcher. You also got Ketel Marte, who had, I think, 1 home run or 2 home runs on Thursday. Gabriel Moreno batting 279 against lefties. Cincy bats against Erod. No one's hit a home run. No one's really had a ton of success against lefties this year, like Espinal batting 281, Tyler Stevenson batting 348. Really good numbers there. Not a huge bit of number. Austin Wynns batting 308. Just depends on who the catcher is in this one. Outside of that, though, they haven't really hit lefties well. So when you dig into the numbers a little bit, maybe Erod for tournaments just because of how bad they actually do against lefties, but you never know. Because Arizona, he could get lit up early or he could be on a pitch count. Then they got to bring the bullpen in. Then it's fair game for anyone. So Erod for tournaments, maybe, but I think I'd rather focus on stacking. I'm probably stacking Arizona a little bit more. But again, either team, they don't really hit lefties as well. It'll depend on the duration that the lefties stay in this game. And weather is a concern. That's definitely one with rain in the forecast. Houston at Cleveland is the next game on the docket. We have Colton Gordon versus Logan Allen. So Gordon coming in, never faced Cleveland before. Logan Allen, 29 plate appearances, 444 against Houston. Splits-wise, you could see Colton Gordon at a 6 ERA. Coming off, he really has not hit value as well. He did hit value against Tampa Bay the first time, and then that was it. Basically, you're not getting more than 5 innings out of him is what it feels like. Cleveland did just get shut out against the Yankees on Thursday, and then they fly home. So now they're back at home. I'm probably not on Gordon. Logan Allen, 4.22 ERA. Really, I mean, he's up and down. He's had some good games here and there, but overall, not really. Splits-wise, when he's pitching at home, he's got a 394. It's still up there. It's elevated. I'm probably on the bats in this one. Not a lot to love here, and I don't know if I will. So we look at Houston bats against Allen. Brendan Rodgers has a home run. That's it there. Against lefties, though, Caratini batting 375 or Yan or Diaz batting 323. Either catcher's in a great spot there. Jeremy Pena batting 310. You got Jose Altuve batting 292. Mauricio Dubon, I don't know if he'll start. Might be a cheap option. Jake Myers, 10 for 30 is another one as well. Cleveland bats against Gordon. Again, they've never seen him before. But then you can see how they do. So J Ram against lefties batting 423. Wilson batting 263. I don't know if he'll play. Angel Martinez, switch hitter. I like what he brings to the table there. Stephen Kwan still batting 286 against lefties. It'd be lefty on lefty. I'm okay with that. Like they don't hit lefties as well as you would think. I don't trust Gordon. I would rather stack the game bats instead of pitching in this one. So that's probably where I'm going at that one. Yeah, Chicago at Detroit. It has not been 100% confirmed that it's been Brown. But he did last pitch on Saturday. So it should be his turn in the rotation. Dominated Cincy there, 30.3 fantasy points. Now has to go up against Detroit. If this is in fact him, I'm not 100% sure if it is. And then it's Skubal. So it's probably stacking Detroit here against, and then Skubal. So not 100% sure if it's been Brown, but I would definitely be looking at Riley Green, Spencer Torkelson. If he's in there, Colt Keith, Gleyber Torres, you could look at Dingler. I don't know if he'll be in there, but he is another one that I would look at as well. So Skubal in Detroit is probably where I'm going. If you want to get exposure, everyone's going to be on Skubal. He's the picture of the video in the article. He's a stud. He's 11,500. The ownership for the Cubs is probably less than 5%. And if Skubal has a bad game and the Cubs go off, you're going to be up above them. And it might actually work out for you. So definitely pay attention to that one. My gut tells me Detroit and Skubal, but if you want to get a little crazy, stack the Cubs just to get a little bit of insurance. Then we got Kansas City at the White Sox. You got Seth Lugo versus Davis Martin. Lugo in his career, 67 plate appearances, 206 against them. Obviously, the White Sox are very bad. Davis Martin, 32 plate appearances, 300 batting average. So you look at Lugo, already faced them once this year, 6.2 innings, only 3 Ks, 13 strikeouts. Like, he is not pitching like the sub-2 ERA pitcher he was last year. It is the White Sox. I don't trust them enough, but I don't know if I trust Lugo here. Like 6.2 innings is great, but then only 13 fantasy points. That's really not enough to do anything. So I just don't see how I'm using Lugo whatsoever. You got Davis Martin. He's 3.67 ERA. We used him his last start, did nothing against Baltimore. 4 earned runs, went 5 innings, 3 Ks. Really screwed us over there. You got to get a little creative in some of these games. That was not it. Against Kansas City last time, 4.1 innings, 4 earned runs, got 1 fantasy point. That's pretty much what I expect. I'm going to be all over a Kansas City stack, but if you want to get a little creative because maybe you think Lugo doesn't do as well, you could go White Sox. There's not a ton to love about the White Sox. But if we look at this, like Pasquantino has a home run, Jack Caglione, I would look at him. Against righties, obviously he struggled, but again, he's barely been in the league. Sal Perez batting 238 with 4 bombs. Pasquantino batting 283 with 7. Kyle Isbell will be a cheap option, 294. Obviously, Bobby Witt Jr. Is a stud. You can put him in there. Jonathan India is another one, and maybe a little bit of Drew Waters, because if you're going for a 5-man stack here, Drew Waters and Isbell are going to be kind of cheap. Just depends on the lineup that comes out for Kansas City. If you want to get creative against Lugo, like no one's hit a home run, but against right-handed pitching, not ideal, but you got Miguel Vargas batting 244 with 7 bombs. Benintendi batting 255 with 4 bombs. Michael Taylor batting 250, Mike Tauchman batting 319. Like, they're okay. I don't love it, but you might get a little creative with a White Sox stack, just in case. Kind of like a stack of the Cubs against Skubal, just in case. So we got Toronto at Minnesota as the next game up. We don't know exactly if it's going to be Eric Lauer. Didn't factor in the decision. Opener is pretty much the thing. He's not going deep into games if it is in fact him. Don't know if it is. You do have Bailey Ober here. Game log wise, has not faced Toronto this year against Toronto in his career. 79 plate appearances, 27.8 K percentage, and only a 176 batting average. So not 100% sure. I would stack the Twins in this one. We don't know if it's Lauer or if it's going to be a bullpen game. If he's an opener, we don't know. So I don't want to speculate on that. But once you guys know who it is, we will update the simulations. We'll update the projections. You can even check Outlier if you want. It'll have all of that updated once it is in fact known who the Toronto pitcher is. But for this instance, if it is Eric Lauer or bullpen game there, I'm going Minnesota as a stack. Just depends on which pitcher it is. And then Bailey Ober as one of my pitchers. Again, Bailey Ober being 7,700, I don't mind that. He's only averaging 13, which isn't ideal, but he's got a plus matchup here against Toronto. Next game, San Diego at Milwaukee. A dome is here, so we do not have to worry. Got Randy Vasquez versus Chad Patrick. So Patrick come in 8,300. Is coming off 3 straight really good games there, especially at his price. Splits-wise, when he pitches at home, he's got a 237. So he's a little bit better. Obviously, the Padres hit righties well, though, so that does scare me. And then Vasquez, I've not used him once this year, and it's pretty much worked out. Against the Angels, I think maybe we used him against the Angels, but I feel like we did because the Angels strike out the most, but I can't remember. I'm not 100% sure. But, I mean, for every good game he's had 5 stinkers this year. It's kind of what I think here. I'm probably going bats overall, not looking at the pitching whatsoever. So looking at in that instance, they've never faced Chad Patrick, but against righties this year, you got Luis Arraez, who is questionable day to day, so definitely pay attention. Tatis batting 291 with 12 bombs. Jackson Merrill batting 333. You got Brent Lockridge batting 278, could be a cheap option in a stack there. Gavin Sheets is one of my favorite plays almost every day. It seems like he hits a home run for us. 273 batting average with 10 bombs. Machado only has 2 home runs against righties, but he's still batting 317. So I am okay, 100% okay stacking in this game. Probably San Diego a little bit more. Milwaukee against Vasquez. Overall, like Bryce Terang batting 282. Daz Cameron could be a cheap option batting 250. Sal Frelick batting 262. Same thing with Yelich, 262, but has 12 bombs. Rhys Hoskins would be a cheap option, 269 batting average there. So I'm fading the pitching here. I think I give the slight advantage to San Diego, but I think Milwaukee could be a sneaky stack in this one too. Next game, the Dodgers at the Cardinals. We have rain yet again, a concern here. So that's something to pay attention to. You got Sonny Gray versus Justin Robleski. So Robleski coming in, not 100% sure. 5 innings, 4 innings. Bad start against Washington. Great start against the Athletics there. They pulled him when they were up, they won 19-2. He hasn't pitched in 3 weeks is the problem. Splits-wise, again, only started 1 game on the road and had 14.4 ERA, so not ideal. Sonny Gray coming in against the Dodgers. In his career, 143 plate appearances, 256 batting average. Coming off a great start against Texas. We used him in that one. He had 10 strikeouts there. He had 10 strikeouts against Detroit as well. He's actually put up some good numbers against some good teams. I might use him because I think everyone will be on the Dodgers. It just depends if they get run support. So that's the problem with Sonny Gray. So then we look at the bats. So let's say you're not using either pitcher. You want to look at bats here. Bats against Sonny Gray, like Max Muncy has a home run. Edman, Conforto, Hernandez, Ohtani, they all have home runs. Against right-handed pitching, though, they are hitting very well this year. Freeman batting 394. Betts batting 270. You got Muncy batting 273 with 9 bombs. Edman batting 257. Andy Pages batting 301. You got Ohtani. Like, Dodgers make a ton of sense here, especially how expensive Sonny Gray is. And then St. Louis against Robleski, like Pedro Pages has a home run. Mason Wynn has a home run. Valad, I don't even know who that is. No idea who that is. Against left-handed pitching this year, they are, Herrera batting 345. You got Arenado batting 278. Wilson Contreras batting 250. Lars Nootbaar batting 256. Like, I'm not on Robleski. I'm not on this Dodgers bullpen, so if they can get to him, it could be pretty good. I would be looking a little bit at Cardinals here. maybe a little Sonny Gray, but I think Dodger stack make a ton of sense here as well. Again, though, they're very expensive. It's going to be hard to fit in all of the guys that you like. Then we got the Mets and the Rockies. There is weather concern. Kodai Senga, I believe he just pitched against him like 2 games ago. Last game. We took him in that game. 6.1 innings, 7 Ks, 25.9. The problem is the fact that they've priced him up to 9,000 in Coors is kind of wild to me. Usually when the pitcher's in Coors, you get a little bit lower price. But they did jack the price up there. Had a couple of starts where they weren't so good. He now gets to go in Colorado. Don't overthink it. Senga makes sense. The Mets stack makes sense. Alonso, Lindor, Juan Soto. You could look at Nimmo. Just depends on the lineup that comes out. Francisco Alvarez, if he's starting. It just depends who's starting. So I'm looking at Senga, and I'm looking at the Mets bats. I'm not looking at Sensatella, and I'm not looking at the Rockies. The Rockies are bad. They're bad. And you guys know. Seattle at the Angels is the next game. You got Bryce Miller versus Kyle Hendricks. So Hendricks, like I've said multiple times, is a very boring pitcher. 10.8, 13.3, really not hitting value. Is going up against Seattle, though. Seattle strikes out the 4th most out of any team. But he is a very boring pitcher. But at 5,500, it's kind of cheap. But again, don't expect much. And then Bryce Miller going up against the Angels. Angels strike out the most out of any team. Game log wise, he really hasn't done anything his last 3 starts. 2 negative starts, 2.8 against Minnesota. Does have a plus matchup here. He did just face them back in April. 6 Ks in that game, had 23.1, but had 5 walks. So if you didn't have any of those walks, you're probably looking at 35 plus fantasy points there. The Angels are a bad team. Overall, they do strike out. They obviously got Mike Trout back and all that, but I'm not looking at batters in this one. More so focused on Bryce Miller a little bit. That's as of 10,000 simulations, that's what I'm going to do. Baltimore versus the Athletics, Dean Kramer versus JP Sears. It's not 100% confirmed it is Sears, but it is his turn in the rotation. Dean Kramer, 5 plate appearances against the A's. The wind blowing out in this ballpark. 35, it's got the 2nd best odds for home runs. It's hot and humid there, and the ball flies out of there. That does scare me. I'm off of the pitching. I'd rather look at the bats, which is saying a lot just because. But if I'm looking at the bats in this one, Gunnar Henderson makes a ton of sense. I know it's a lefty-on-lefty matchup, though, in case it is. So Baltimore, Ryan O'Hearn makes sense. Jackson Holiday makes sense a little bit. Adley has struggled. But you could look at him as well. Athletic side, Jacob Wilson, Rooker, Tyler Soderstrom. I think Soderstrom had 1 or 2 home runs on Thursday. I'm looking at a stack here. Not looking at pitching. Just look at the stacks. I think I like the Athletic stack a little bit more than I do like Baltimore. Baltimore's just struggled mightily this year. Then final game, we've got the Braves at the Giants. Got Spencer Schwellenbach. Schwellenbach versus Hayden Birdsong. Schwellenbach is back up to 10K for some reason. Splits-wise, in his career, 2 plate appearances, so has not seen it. I don't know why he's 10K, though. I don't like that. Because with 10K, you need 30 plus on DraftKings, basically. He faced Boston, had 37.3, 11 Ks. Yeah, Boston strikes out a ton. San Diego struck out 11 times as well. He's had back-to-back really good games. He now gets to go up against San Francisco in a pitcher's ballpark, so I can see why they've priced him up a little bit. Right through 10,000 sims, $10,000 is a lot for him. Then Hayden Birdsong comes in. Again, being in the rotation now, he gets a matchup against the Braves. In his career, 11 plate appearances, so not much. Splits-wise, nothing going on. When he's on the road, it's a 371, but it is a pitcher's ballpark. So it's a massive ballpark. But if you're not using either pitcher, let's take a look at the bats real quick. Again, though, it's a massive ballpark, which it will favor the pitcher a little bit. But if you are looking at like Braves bats against Birdsong, you got Sean Murphy, Austin Riley both have home runs. Then against righties this year, Acuna batting 406 against righties. You got Eli White, Verdugo batting 284 and 286. Michael Harris batting 242, does steal bases as well. Ozuna batting 272 with 8 bombs. Drake Baldwin had a home run on Thursday, batting 315 with 5 bombs. You could look at all of those guys. San Francisco bats against Schwellenbach. Again, they haven't seen him really. Against righties this year, though, Wilmer Flores batting 262. You got Elliot Ramos batting 291. You got Mike Yastrzemski batting 287. Like, those make sense. Tyler Fitzgerald maybe a little bit. Matt Chapman. those make sense as well. So there you have it. I'm probably not using either pitcher in cash, but in tournaments, 100%. I'm using both of them. Love this ballpark for pitching. And there you have it. There's a 12-game main slate completed. The keyword of the day is going to be water. Water does a body good. And I was power washing since I had no power, no internet. I couldn't work. I was power washing the deck. It's going to take me a long time. And in that, I used water. Okay. So now we're going to give you guys all of the batters that currently have a 10 out of 10 matchup rating through 10,000 sim. Number 1 is Aaron Judge. Number 2 is Lindor. 3 is Juan Soto. 4 is Pete Alonso. 5 is Brandon Nimmo. 6 is Bobby Witt Jr. 7 is Bryce Terang. 8, Fernando Tatis. 9, Jared Young. 10, Brett Beatty. 11, Lars Nootbaar. 12, Tyrone Taylor. 13, William Contreras. 14, Mookie Betts. 15, Wilson Contreras. 16, Jackson Merrill. 17, Jeff McNeil. 18, Christian Yelich. 19, Jonathan India. 20, Mason Wynn. 21, Nolan Schanuel. 22, Vinny Pasquantino. 23, Isaac Paredes. And 24 is Nolan Arenado. So we got 24 there. It is favoring a lot. The Mets, number 1 stack through 10,000 sims. Number 1. St. Louis is right there, number 2. So yeah, you could look at those. 24, the record is 38, so we didn't beat it, but we tried. So looking at pitchers be crazy. These are the bottom 5 teams that strike out the most, and then the pitchers you could look to stack with. Bryce Miller at the Angels. Angels strike out 9.69 times per game, 10.04 at home. Kodai Senga at Colorado. Colorado strikes out 9.66 times per game, 9.54 at home. 3 is Will Warren versus Boston. Boston strikes out 9.19 times per game, 10.32 on the road. Number 4 is Kyle Hendricks versus Seattle. Seattle strikes out 8.98 times per game, 8.89 on the road. And number 5 is Chicago Cubs at Detroit. It should be, it's not 100% confirmed if it is Ben Brown. But if it is Ben Brown or if it's not an opener, Detroit strikes out 8.95 times per game, 8.86 at home. So that's pitches be crazy. Now we're going to give you guys the bases. So these are batters we think could get a 2+ base for you. I wouldn't say parlay all these together, but maybe parlay some of them. Number 1 is Aaron Judge. Number 2 is Lindor. 3 is Juan Soto. 4 is Pete Alonso. 5 is Brett Beatty. So right there, you could see probably a same game parlay with the Mets might be well. 6, we've got Bobby Witt Jr. 7, Mookie Betts. And finally, 8, Fernando Tatis Jr. Now, again, I'm not going to say parlay all those together, but if you want to go like 2, 3, or 4, I'm okay with it. And then pitchers and the strikeout targets. Skubal, if you could find like 7+ strikeouts, I would look at. Will Warren, 6+ strikeouts. Schwellenbach, 5+ strikeouts. Kodai Senga, 6+ strikeouts for him. And finally, Bryce Miller, 5+ strikeouts against the Angels there. There you have it. That is your Friday breakdown. This is your first look. If you want to see even more, go sign up for FTA Plus. The next 5 people that email me, dfshelp1@gmail.com, first come, first serve. You're going to get $100 off a yearly pass. Instead of $199, you get it for $99. You just got to email me asking me about the $100 off special. First come, first serve. Payday for some. Let you guys know what it's all about. So have a fantastic Friday. Good luck, whether or not you're DFSing, if you're sports betting, if you're relaxing, whatever you're doing. Have a great day. Have fun. Be safe. Good luck. And as always, you know what to do. Bring home some bacon.